Sound check, make sure everything's okay. Meanwhile, you guys get to look at a puppy. Says we're live, should be live. Sound check, make... Hey, we're good to go. Got a new camera for Christmas. Let me know if it looks like shit compared to the other one. And noticing it's a bit darker, but oh well. We'll figure it out. Hey. So what's going on today? Hey, Crawl Metal. It's been a while. In case you just are not aware, there is an alternate ladder to the quick battle ladder. Whoop, she's leaving. Alternate ladder to the quick battle ladder. It's Enticity's ladder, made by ODM Enticity. If you don't know of his channel, probably go check that out. He does a lot of fun stuff, some multiplayer, some campaign. But a very cool dude. He is currently quite busy in his life, so he has asked me to cast some of his finals, which we are currently in the semis. I have not seen these replays, but we will be doing replays today. Because these games are already played. It's Christmas. It's really hard to get people to do stuff at the same time. But I assure you the finals, both for third place and for first place, will be live. I'm going to have to coordinate that with whoever wins these. Again, I have not seen these replays. I was just sent them by the players. And I saved them in a way that there's no spoilers, because we know there's 2 games, and if there is a game 3, I mean, there's a file there, but for all you know, I loaded up a custom game, hit start, end, and then named it that. So, because I have an annoying habit when I do replays of showing people the results, and then that's no fun. But I know the score. I know how many games happened. I don't know who won them. Otherwise, I'm in this as you are. I don't know what's going on. Hey, Pop Palpatine. You're one of the 4 people here. So I know we have Sir Viliano. We have Jabba the Hutt, which is Pop Palpatine. And then we have Ice Power and Evenstar. Alright, might as well get into game 1. And while it boots up, I'm going to change the little names at the top of the scorecard. So it looks like we have Pop Palpatine on the left, so we'll put him over there. Papa P! 0. This is a very serious try-hard tournament, so you're going to see a lot of very meta builds. And, yeah. So this is a good place to come if you want to learn how to use these factions against whatever they're matching up against. I don't think anybody will be memeing at this point of the tournament. Semifinals is not a place to try new shit. So what's going on? High Elves, Pop Palpatine. We have War Alliance. Just as I said, we weren't going to have memes. All right, I'm pausing this. I need to yell at you. Pop Palpatine, what are you doing? We said no memes. This is a serious channel for serious shit. You bringing the frickin' War Lions here. Well, maybe you can tell us why in the chat. Maybe you can keep his secrets. Do have War Lions. We have Silver Helms on the far side. Spearmen as a secondary. Front line is a mix of Rangers and White Lions, the infantry version of the Lions. There's too many Lions on the High Elf roster. 2 basic archers. We have Imric. Looks like he's fully kitted out, but he is on his horse. 2 more Silver Helms and more War Lions. I thought I saw a Firecaster. There you are. Burning Head, Cascading Firecloak, and Fireball. For Sir Viliano, we have a bunch of Skeleton Warrior front line. That's pretty typical. Chariots, 3 of them. Maybe that's what the War Lions are for. Other than that, we have a lot of Nehekara Horsemen, it looks like. And a Necrosphinx that's looking oddly blue for some reason, along with Cetra the Imperishable. So the double kitty formation, we have 1 Necrotech to heal up one of the cats, and more Nehekara Horsemen in the back. So it's chariots, cats, and horses. You are a known High Elf pro? Good. Hey, Danielle. Low-range build for High Elves. Is that meta? I thought that was one of their strengths. You'd have to ask Pop Palpatine. I am a shit High Elf player. So the War Lions are trying to fight up against Cetra and the Necrosphinx. They're doing okay. Not super great. Looks like Imric's actually doing most of the damage value. And what is that? Incantation of Vengeance. Interesting. Causes damage to opponents and lowers their speed. Just kind of a little cast there. I think Cetra was using it mostly for the heal that the Nehekara passive gives to his whole army. Rangers are chopping the absolute shit out of Skeleton Warriors. That's what they're there for, and they've already crumbled 1 off to dust. There goes 2. Rangers are apparently excellent at that. Imric's getting worked on, though, and there's no healing on this roster for him. He does not have the Heart of Averloin like Tyrion, where he can heal himself up. And obviously, he doesn't have a life caster with him, so that's the health he gets. That's a little concerning, considering the Necrosphinx really won that trade against him. Knack or Horsemen are trying to chase him down. Silverhelm's lions across the board have been destroyed by the double cats, but wherever the double cats aren't, it seems like the High Elves are actually doing quite well. The infantry is getting completely murdered with their martial prowess. The archers are largely okay, and I guess the chariots as well are doing just fine. War lions are really underperforming in that aspect. Balance power is dead even. The Tomb Kings have lost a lot of their chaff, a lot of their low-tier infantry, but I feel like they're coming out ahead on the actual trades that are happening, because I would take, killing a bunch of expensive lions and silver helms over chaff any day. So the High Elves, I would say, are in a bit of a tough spot. Mage of Fire getting caught out by Cetra the Imperishable and the Skeleton Chariots. Hazel chewing her cheese stick on the ground as loudly as possible. I will move that if she keeps doing that. Archers are now trying to fire into the chariots, but they are very small targets low to the ground, making arrows hard to hit them, and they do have 80 armor even if you get the damage in. The last healthy unit of Silverhelms? Yes, the last healthy unit of Silverhelms is charging in to try to stop the chariots, and the Necrosphinx is in the middle of them, ready to kill them all once again. Another Incantation of Vengeance. I'll have to ask Sir Viliano sometimes why he took that spell in particular, but he seems to like it. Seems to be doing okay damage, but hard to tell in isolation. There's a lot going on. Again, balance power is still very even. The Tomb Kings are almost all out of chaff here, and it's going to be down to their key units. And chariots, while they are very good against infantry, do not want to stand and fight spearmen or white lions in any capacity. Ooh, this could be big, though. Imric getting gooned out while he was trying to get a little bit of damage in on the Necrotect. Cetra gets a side charge on him, hits 2 things in a row. It looks like he's going to hit a third. And if he hits another one, Imric's actually going to die. But it looks like he does start to miss. The fireball is cast at somebody. Looks like it was cast at Cetra himself. And Imric should probably run. He has incredible, melee attack stats right now, but his melee defense is still only 60. And now the Necrosphinx has joined as well. I'm pretty sure Imric's going to die here. He does have a command to get out of that blob, and that's pretty good. He should just stay alive for leadership at this point. Okay. I'll check the chat in a second. Looks like Palpatine's explaining some stuff in there, but Tomb Kings are pulling ahead on the balance power. I do think that is correct. I think the balance power has been a little too friendly to the High Elves this game. Firecaster takes a nasty hit from the Necrosphinx, and it looks like another one from Cetra. They're immediately going to terror route, though they're not actually routing, so they can come back. And High Elves are scrapping pretty well into this game. Cetra's taking a lot of damage, both from Imric and it looks like from just mass archer fire, and High Elf archers are nothing to sneeze at. But, ooh, a nasty shot onto Imric from the Necrosphinx while he was trapped in Smooth Shopti, and it's going to get another one and immediately kill him. Without him, that's a bad shock of leadership to the High Elves. Now, they are a high leadership faction, so they don't really care about it too much, but, I mean, without him, there's not a lot of carry potential left. You see the balance power just tanking after his death. A lot of things are routing off, and I think we can hit the ×2 button. Firecaster trying to fight some chariots, but it is over. Nice to see. Love some Tomb Kings. Yeah, Tomb Kings are fun. I've been playing them a lot recently, actually. Full Swarm. So you were ready for a great bow build. Curious what the War Lions would have done. I guess they could maybe tear apart great bows. Imric did okay. Firecaster did fine. Rangers killed a lot of stuff very quickly, but it was cheap stuff, so they're not going to see it in their value. Archers got really good value. That was nice. Silverhelms did fine. War Lions, unfortunately, underperformed, and that was a big money sink. Cetra did great. I'm curious of that Necrosphinx value, because it looks like it got a lot of sweet hits onto key targets. A lot of the Cav did middling, and yeah, 2,000 value for the Necrosphinx. Nice, nice. You streaming, what did I miss? You missed game 1 of the semifinals between Pop Palpatine and Serviliano. So I'm going to get rid of that. So I don't actually click on it again. We're going to go into game 2. And we will see if there is a game 3. Again, I know there's a replay that says game 3, but I may or may not, depending on how the series went, load it into a custom game and just saved it as that for no spoilers. This is no spoilers territory. Okay, game 2. See the Beastmen for Pop Palpatine. Coming in hard, wants to win. As far as I know, they're his main now. He plays Chaos and Beastmen a lot. We have Double Gorgon, Morga the Shadowgave, Bray Shaman of Wilds with both Vile Tide and Traderkin, Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, some Throwing Axes is nice, 2 Harpies, Gore herds and Ungor herds mixed with more vanguarded Ungor herds that it doesn't look like the Coast have noticed. And the Coast went for a very big crab build. Noctilus, double gunnery white, then a bunch of rotting Promethean mobs, and one rotting Leviathan. This is kind of why I've recently started in this matchup to just take spam archers and throwing axes, and then kite back if you need to. Because if they go full crabs, you can just shoot them forever, and eventually your arrows will wear them down. It's Imric, so Papa Palpatine wins automatically on style points. He is a stylish gentleman. No one can doubt that Papa Palpatine is a stylish gentleman. You really need to start playing Stay Stay? I'm not going to play Stay Stay. That game is questionable at best. So the Beastmen are positioning for a full surround. Trying to get in there. Now, without gun bats or any form of bats of any kind, the Harpies are going to have a tough time finding a real target. You see they're already getting scattershotted by the gunners on the backs of these crabs. Taking actually a decent amount of damage for their effort, too. Now they dive in, trying to keep the pistol mobs from firing, but it's mostly just they're there in case there's gun bats because you need them, and if there aren't gun bats, you accept that you just lost 600 gold. It's an unfortunate cost you have to pay, but you need it. One of the Gorgons charges into a shitload of crabs, and his leadership immediately starts wavering, but I think this is going to be a nice Traderkin. Traderkins do a lot of damage to the crabs, and we'll come back and check on that value, but I'm guessing it'll be good. Other Gorgon is charged in, and it's doing excellent damage to that rotting Promethean mob. Since it's not surrounded, it's not taking nearly as much of a beating in return. It's doing just fine. Morgar's coming in. It looks like we're going to get our first Chaos Spawn summoned very aggressively quite early in the game. It's going to surround some of the Gunnery Whites, not allow them to leave, and immediately a Gorgon plows right into that crab. Doing a lot of damage. The Gunnery White's already lost about a third of his health in the blink of an eye. Aside from that, Beastmen are moving in. This Groghoof's a Wolf Run. We're going for a bit of a ride. Palpatine quickly reses that and brings them in. They're going to throw all their axes at anything with a shell. Anything with a shell at all. Frontline for the Vampire Coast collapsing immediately. You would expect that from Beastmen, especially when they invested so minimally in it. And a Scab Scraith coming down, doing a little bit of damage to the Blackhorn's Ravagers, but mostly doing friendly fire to the zombie deckhand mob and killing that Ungor Spearman herd outright. How are the double Gorgons doing? One's at about half health, but his leadership's doing okay, so he's fine. The other one is very healthy. The crabs have all suffered a real pounding. Beastmen are quite ahead on the balance of power. Groghoofs of Wolf's Run, throwing a crap ton of throwing axes at the Rotting Leviathan, getting amazing value, as the Gorgon runs over to beat the crap out of it. Second Chaos Spawn Summon has come out, so now there's a whole bunch of big monstrous infantry. No one in here is able to move at all. Morgar the Shadowgate has started dueling. Is that another Traderkin? If it is... Yes, it is. That'll do great damage to the two different multi-entity crab units in this blob. Not as much the single entities. We don't care about them as much. When someone comes out, it's probably just going to chase the Grog Hooves, get them away from here, stop them from throwing for a brief second, but the Beastmen are very, very far ahead on the balance of power. It looks like the double Gorgon will come through against the crab blob. Morgar has to be a little careful he doesn't get gooned out here, but it looks like that's going to be just fine. I mean, even if he dies, they're so far ahead at this point that the double Gorgons could probably carry it through to the end. Gunnery Whites are going to get surrounded, and army losses is actually pretty close in for a 4-minute game, where it will most likely even the series back up. Bim, bam, boom. Palpatine's still in it. Crushing victory in what is considered to be a bad matchup for the Beastmen, so that's rather impressive. Nice build. Nice build indeed. How do I change the score? Why am I being dumb? Stop being dumb, human boy. Get it together. Figure it out. Morgar didn't have to do much. He summoned 2 Chaos Spawns. That's fine. 1,300 value on 2 casts of Traderkin is real good. You'll love to see it. Groghooves already paid for themselves, and they were still like full HP, and the double Gorgons got excellent value. Double Gorgons. Beating up crabs. That's nice to know. I've tried the Jabberslife before. I haven't tried double Gorgon. I tried one Gorgon, and I got kited. And after I got kited with a Gorgon, it was so sad I never took a Gorgon again in this matchup. But, pretty good values across the board. Unfortunately for Sir Villano, it's just he rolled the dice, and Pop Palpatine was ready for that one. So, is there a Game 3? Yes, there is a Game 3. Indeed there is. So what is they're deciding? Palpatine not taking his Chaos. In fact, Sir Villano's taking Chaos. Okay. I know Sir Villano is a greenskin player, so it's kind of weird to not see either of you pick what I know to be your mains. Stop Karl Franz. Yes, Butcherbird, this is the first semifinal. So, why Franz? I have not seen Franz in a long time. In fact, Franz was a square on one of my bingos recently, and we didn't get him in a 7-hour stream. Curious why Pop Palpatine decided to take Franz here into Chaos. Usually you want to see either Volkmar for his mass armored infantry clearing potential or something like that. So Franz is an interesting pick, which means we probably have a life wizard around here. There he is, Regrowth and Earthblood, because Franz has no form of healing and he has a glass cannon. He can do a lot of work, but he needs some love. We have triple War Wagon from Papa Palpatine. Double Empire Knight on this side, one more on this side, correct. One Outrider with grenade launchers, that's going to clear out a lot of armored infantry instead of Volkmar, who's not here. And then we have Unbreakable State troops mixed in with some Spearmen. Chaos was banned, I see. Your pick 3 was Chaos, Skaven, and Empire, banned Beastmen. Viliano was a Tomb King main, then he already did use that. Would block the replay names to prevent spoilers, Cyrus. I thought I explained this, but I may or may not have made a fake game 3 depending on how the series went, because just by loading into a custom game, loading up just a random army and hitting end battle immediately and saving the replay. Anyway, Franz is running around just kind of pressuring, don't really know what he's looking for. And on the other side, we haven't covered the Chaos side just yet. We have some Warhounds mixed in with Chaos Marauders across the front line, a lot of dogs, an awful lot of dogs, backline of Chaos Warriors with great weapons, the Mirror Guard. And what are you? Double throwing axes, Kolek Suneater, Sorcerer of Death with only Spirit Leech, Chaos Warriors in the back, and a Soul of Damnation. Now, without 6 Skirmish Cav, and the only 2 Skirmish Cav here are throwing axes, this feels like really preparing for Volkmar. And that's kind of it. And this does leave him open to kiting, as we're seeing. The triple war wagons, the grenade launchers are largely unthreatened by throwing axes, with their extremely limited range, which you can see now, and their arc of fire being up and down. You can dodge them pretty easily, meaning none of Papa Palpatine's skirmish cav is really at threat at any point in time. War wagons don't care. They're getting attacked by dogs. They have 90 armor. They'll be just fine. They're going to pull away, and even with some grenade support, they're actually going to break off those Chaos Warhounds. Franz is considering cyclo-charging Kolek. I don't know if that's necessary. Honestly, I think Papa Palpatine could just abuse his skirmish advantage for the rest of this game and not put Franz in danger, but it looks like that is what he will do. Kolek's going to run in and get a nice hit on him. Franz has all of his buffs popped, but his buffs are melee attack focus, not defense. He only has 43 melee defense. Kolek is beating him to death right now. Now, Franz has healing support. We see an Overcaster Regrowth is coming in, but again, I think that might be unnecessary risks. Kolek's getting a lot of nice hits in. There even could be follow-up Spirit Leeches if he does get away. And Franz is really committing to this. Committing quite hard. The Throwing Axe Cav has been pushed away, so Kolek doesn't really have strong support right now, and it looks like he is potentially going to break. No, he's rallying just a little bit. And Kolek getting distracted by random Empire Knights is very painful for Sir Viliano. And he does actually lose the duel with Karl Franz. Now, with him losing that duel and getting very injured, Franz still has some healing to go. And the kite advantage, I think Papa Palpatine's in an excellent spot in this game. I think Sir Viliano's going to have a tough time clawing this back if Chaos is going to get a win here. The positives for Chaos, few and far between, but they do have a Hell Cannon that's not under threat, has half its ammo left, could do some good damage. They do have some Chaos Warriors who are quite healthy. And technically their mage is still alive, but he's currently surrounded by Empire Knights, and I wouldn't be surprised if Franz just rear-charged him over there. But it looks like Franz is going to focus more on taking out their leadership once and for all. Not happy enough that Kolek is essentially useless. He wants to make him literally useless, as in dead. That will mean that the Chaos Sorcerer of Death is likely to come back and be safe, but each their own. Sniping out Kolek's not a bad idea. Empire's doing very well. Ammunition-wise, what are we at? Half, 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 half. Half across the board. Chaos Army's more than half dead, so they're pretty happy with that trade. Hell Cannon took a lot of damage from a charge from Empire Knights, doing good there. Franz has officially run off Kolek. We can see without their leadership, a lot of the dogs are running away. Chaos Marauders are running away. And we're down to just a couple elite Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Karl with healing just smashes every Chaos Lord. Fair enough. I mean, it seems to be working. Franz because Papa rushes and Volkmar just doesn't cut it in rush. This doesn't look like a rush. This is a kite-billed bird. You silly. Boris can be pretty low damage. I guess you're right about that. Palpatine throwing Franz a little close to the Hell Cannon. Is he really going to go for it? Alright. That was a little awkward to watch, but he sure did claw that Hell Cannon. Now he's a little stuck. Still clawing the Hell Cannon as if he needs to kill that and not the crew. But he'll easily pull away from these Chaos Warriors. Please pull away. Nope, just going to fight him. Alright. Palpatine has bigger balls than me. I would get the hell out of there. Looks like now he will. Tons of infantry, lots of grenades left. Bounce power is at the point of no return. I think if he just runs over and goons out the Deathcaster, that would trigger army losses. But it looks like he's having some fun in the snow with his friends. Look at him go. Look at him running around, punching Chaos Dwarves in the mouth. Making Chaos Warriors wish they weren't born. Empire Knights are still trying to catch the Spirit Leech caster while they get Spirit Leech. I guess I shouldn't be that shocked. You attack the bull, you get the horns. Army losses is coming in, and now we get to see if these two Chaos Dwarves can take out an entire Imperial army. They just kind of look stunned. They're flabbergasted at what's going on. They're like, oh, well, okay, here we go. Oh, God, we're dying. Oh, jeezy Pete's. And Palpatine will be going on to the finals. Serviliano will move on to the third place match. That'll be a live event to be determined. What up, Jason Rainbows? What up, dude? Seems like Empire's winning while half the army's sitting back doing nothing. Yeah, they didn't have to. He was winning the skirmish fight. No reason to charge in and let Chaos's superior infantry beat his infantry for any reason. You say it's kite, but he took a really major melee engagement basically within the first 2 minutes. That's true. Hey, man. The war wagons and the grenadiers did a lot of good stuff. Franz was doing fine, but mostly it was the Empire Knights, Franz, and the skirmish cav doing everything. Infantry didn't do very much. We have zeros on a lot of them. Kolek got about 2,000 value. It's not terrible. It's just his opponent had healing, so it didn't stick. And his dogs didn't get a lot. I'm betting Serviliano was ready for more like Outrider Pistolier Kite than the heavily armored war wagons and Franz being a Chad. I'm thinking. So, that was the first series. Palpatine will be taking that. On to the second series, Ice Power versus Evenstar. Again, I do not know who wins these. I have no idea. All I know is how many games it went to. So congrats, Palpatine. Welcome to the finals. I will, again, be messaging you quite soon, once I know who you're facing, to coordinate that last bit. We have Ice Power on the other side versus Evenstar. Evenstar was the Warhammer World Cup winner, if I remember correctly. So maybe Ice is a bit of an uphill fight ahead of him. Then again, Ice Power's been grinding a lot, and I haven't seen Evenstar in the scene as consistently, so maybe Evenstar is a little out of it. We'll see. I played in this tournament at some point. I forget who knocked me out, but it might have been Evenstar, honestly. I faced him recently, and it didn't go well for me. I just don't remember if it was in this tournament or not. All right. What do we have? I don't remember who was on each side. So for the greenskins of someone. Yeah, the greenskins of someone. We'll find out in the postgame. We don't even know who we're cheering for right now. Triple Dark Riders or Peter Crossbows on the side of the Dark Elves. Front line of Bleak Swords and Dread Spears. Double Witch Elf. More Dread Spears in the back line. Looks like 4 Dark Riders. Double Manticores. And Malekith on his Cold One. Orc Boar Boys on the other side with a bunch of Goblins and Orc Boys as the front line. Looks like quadruple Orc Boar Boy, double Stone Troll, a couple Goblin Wolf Rider Archers just to put some pressure down. Looks like 4 of them. A giant River Troll Hag, and I'm guessing Grom the Paunch. Yeah, Grom the Paunch. Okay. Greenskin Army's pretty standard except for the Orc Boar Boys. Those are really new to me. And the Dark Elf Army, obviously I would say is not standard due to Malekith being here. You almost always see Marathi in this matchup, but I wonder what he wants out of that. Malekith does have 110 armor and a bronze shield, so he'll be a little more durable against skirmish fire. Which is coming in, and it's doing a lot of damage to those Dark Riders, especially with the Spirit Leech as well. That unit's already down to half. Greenskins do have a skirmish advantage. Those armor-piercing arrows are wasted on wolves, it's just a raw health trade, and there's a lot more of them. They do pretty well, and Dark Riders aren't shielded in any way. They only have 30 armor themselves. So greenskins can just afford to sit around and wait. Looks like some good dodges coming in here from the Goblin Wolf Riders. Dark Riders are having a tough time. Manticores are pulling up now that Grom the Paunch has gotten his own little charge in. Looks like they want to get him out of here at least. Try to punish him if he sticks around, but he's going to be leaving right away. Good damage coming in. What spells does Malekith have? Another Spirit Leech is going to take out a Dark Rider. They're almost guaranteed going to rout. He has Gaze of Malice and Soul Stealer. Gaze of Malice is bound, so it doesn't take Winds of Magic, and Soul Stealer, we all know what Soul Stealer is. Big AoE boom boom spell. Grom the Paunch and his Orc Boar Boys and Stone Trolls really committing to a fight on the front line. Don't know if they have to, but looks like they're gonna. Maybe they think they can take it and then regen while they skirmish if they need to. Bleak Swords are already breaking, though, just due to the raw amount of bodies in this area. But the Greenskins taking this fight, not relying on their skirmishing. You can see now that these repeater crossbows are getting in a lot of good damage value. Orc Boys are taking a ton of work. And Orc Boar Boys are immediately rampaged by the Witch Elves. Grom Paunch is going to run away, and without his leadership support, the Stone Trolls might actually be in trouble. They are very, very cowardly creatures when Grom is not sitting on top of them. Grom, however, for his part, is just going to go break more infantry. Looks like Orc Boar Boys are committing to the fight with Dark Riders, but they don't have a lot of great targets here. Their melee stats are pretty abysmal, except for their armor piercing, which Dark Riders and Manticores aren't particularly armored, so that is wasted on them. As we mentioned before, the Stone Trolls are actually crumped without Grom the Paunch around to support them, and other Stone Trolls are going to come and take their place. Now, that has not been without a cost. Dread Spears and the Sister Singing Doom Witch Elves were absolutely slaughtered, and the Dark Elf front line does appear to be in massive disarray. They've thrown in the last of their reserves, and they really just have these repeater crossbows left to try and carry. Malekith is hunting down Grom the Paunch, and the Orc Boar Boys are getting taken out by Double Manticore. So that's going well. The Dark Elves are definitely punching back, but this is a greenskin show for now, unless Malekith does something nutty. Repeater crossbows are pushed back by Orc Boar Boys, who are again fighting Dark Riders. They will win that fight, usually, because of their armor, and the Dark Riders don't exactly have armor piercing, but it's not an effective trade for them. You can see they're taking a lot more damage than they wish they were. The 8-peak loonies throwing in their little spinny boys to take out a Dark Rider with shield. Again, it's essentially a chaff unit, only 450, so it's not a huge loss. And this is the big decider of the whole thing. Can the Dark Elves kill Grom the Paunch right here, right now? If they can, they have a shot in this. If he escapes, they might be doomed. There's a lot of things going wrong for them on this map, but you can see this is going very much right. Dark Riders have locked Grom the Paunch in. Normally he is very slippery, but today is not his day. Malekith and the two Manticores beating the piss out of him. And he's already down to 1,000 HP, getting run off. He's down to 700, and if that Manticore just chases after him, there's nothing the Greenskins can really do to get it back. They don't have a flying core, obviously. And that could be the determining factor of this game. Grom going from full to almost dead, big problem. You can see around the map. A lot of low leadership bars, low health bars. So if he actually gets killed, that'll nuke a lot of this army into the danger zone. And Malekith with two terror-causing flying units could just chain route the rest of this army off. Bounce power rockets back to the middle when it was looking very greenskin favored. Now it's even a little bit in the Dark Elf advantage. How are we doing on repeater crossbows? One's super injured, but the other two are actually very healthy and decent on ammo. They'll be happy to kite this out. Malekith's staying in here, but a beautiful Gaze of Malice deletes an entire unit of Goblin Wolf Rider archers. Alright. Dark Elves are playing their way back into this game. Grom's running. Looks like the Manticores can't catch him. He is the exact same speed. He's one faster, so he'll run off the map. They won't get to kill him. That's a little unfortunate for the Dark Elves, but still getting him off the map at all is good. So what can the Greenskins do? I mean, they still have the River Troll Hag as a pseudo-lord. They're just trying to rally their forces at the moment. This does leave them open to being kited. Malekith can charge up for another Soul Stealer, because he doesn't have any Arcane Conduit or whatever, so unlike Marathi, he actually has to wait quite a long time to get his Soul Stealers back. His cost more, and he regenerates mana slower. So more time for Malekith is good. More time for the skirmishes is good. Grom the Paunch is off the map. You can see a lot of these leadership bars blinking. Dark Elves are going to start kiting. I will play it on ×2 speed because I suspect this is just going to be a bit of a slog until those Manticores come back into the game. See the repeater crossbows are shooting, running, just trying to rout off everything as quickly as they can. Oh, very unfortunate 8-peak Loons cast right there. It takes out most of the unit itself. And they were a big part of the Greenskin staying power in this game. That Unbreakable unit is pretty key to a lot of their long engagements. Last fight over here, but the Stone Trolls without Grom around are going to break very quickly, and I imagine this will be army losses actually quite soon. Stone Trolls running, everything's running, and that is it. So now we get to see who was who. Even star on the greenskin, so Ice Power takes that game. It was looking bad. It was looking real bad until Malekith and the Double Manticore put that game on their back. Not even Marathi. Marathi stayed home. Now I get to play a best of 5 with my 2 factions that I can actually play. Good. Alright. I'm just checking the chat for a second. I would say I expect Evenstar to win, but with his penchant for shit matchups, IDK. Grom OP, please nerf. I mean, he was doing pretty good until he got in a terrible situation and got murdered. Yeah. Anyway, I'm all caught up on chat. So for Evenstar, Grom the Punch got 300 value before he got gooned out. River Troll Hag paid for herself with 1.1k. 8 Peak Loons paid for themselves. A lot of things in this roster paid for itself till you come to the Orc Boar Boys, who just didn't. I think they were maybe there to run down Scourge Runners or to fight Cold One Knights. I don't really know. I personally am not a Boar Boy believer, so I'm not the right person to talk to about what they should be doing. Every time I take them, they suck and die. So I'm not saying they don't do anything. In fact, Bob Man, member of RTK and good friend of the channel, loves Boar Boys in certain matchups, and he whoops my ass with them. So I know they can do things. I just know I'm not good at making them do things. Malekith, 2,300 value, and he was very healthy towards the end. He had a lot of love left to give. None of the infantry did very well. The Witch Elves actually got butchered. Dark Riders were used as blockers, but it was mostly these repeater crossbows and these manticores with Malekith carrying. It's nicely done. So for game 2, can Ice Power close it out, or will we go to a game 3? It looks like it's a Warriors of Chaos mirror. Papa Palpatine and Cyrus, this is your time. Get the Chaos content while you can, because you know I don't play it. Oh, the name tags are on the wrong side for who sent in the replays. Got it. So Evenstar is the green army. Okay. Is my sound like off, or why can I not hear this? Okay, I'll just turn up my computer. Let me know if the audio quality's messed up or something. What are we looking at? So Ice Power has 4 Marauder Horsemen, double Exalted Heroes on Manticores. We have Arcan the Everchosen on Dorger, that's his horse, and some Chaos Warhounds. Other than that, we have Chosen with great weapons, 1, double Chaos Warrior with great weapons, and then 5 Chaos Marauders across the front line. For Evenstar, Chaos Marauder, Chaos Marauder, Chaos Marauders with great weapons, so it looks like it's very cheap infantry across the board, even their armor-piercing variants. We have Chaos Spawn, double Chaos Chariot, looks like we have 2 Spawn, more dogs in the woods, so just both players going with a lot of dogs. We have Throwing Axes for his Skirmish Cav. All 4 of them? All 4 of them. Deathcaster with just Spirit Leech, and there's a Lord somewhere, I'm sure of it. Burning Head kills a lot of Evenstar's troops, so yeah, that wasn't cast by him. And he has Prince Sigvald, so he doesn't even have a Firecaster. Siggy versus Archaon. The Everchosen versus, I don't know, a handsome boy. Who will win? I would personally bet on Lord of the End Times and Bringer of All Destruction, the guy who literally ended the Warhammer universe. But hey, maybe a pretty boy. Maybe he can do it. First Spirit Leech of the Night, cast onto Archaon. Trying to whittle him down. Obviously, there's no healing on either of these rosters because that's not what Chaos does. So Evenstar has Chariots. He has Spawn. He has Mass. He can run through infinite amounts of infantry if he's kept alive. On the other side, the Hero Core for Ice Power is much, much stronger, and he has more elite infantry. So he'll have to protect those elite infantry with his single entities from the chariots, and the infantry will carry him. And Evenstar has to try to find those infantry with his chariots when the single entities are not around. Because Evenstar's infantry are not going to carry him through this. They're shit. All of them are chaff. They're all terrible. This is a good start. Dogs and chaff trapping up these single entities while Sigvald gets in to fight Archie. Now Archie is going to use a Burning Head to try and get his way out of here, but it doesn't get great contact, though it is enough to terror out those Chaos Marauders, and he can now run away scot-free. The will he? He's stuttering a little bit. Now that lets Sigvald get back on top of him, but it looks like Sigvald doesn't hit and misses his opportunity to really punish Archaon. Exalted Heroes are trying to get back up in the sky, but the Chaos Chariots catch up to one, keep hitting on the ground where throwing axes can do some damage to it before they friendly fire themselves. I don't know what that was I just saw down there. On the far side, Ice Power's infantry is winning. His skirmish cav is also fighting off some dogs. So Ice Power secured the right side, Even Star has very much secured the left. As far as the center, what are we looking at? Chaos Warriors and Chosen? These are Chosen. Alright, those Chosen are doing great. Even Star's chariots need to come over and take them out. It looks like that is just what he is doing. They're going to get a nice side charge. While they don't have armor piercing, they still do just fine. We can see them doing lots of damage. Ice Power probably has to come back and bail out his Chosen. He needs to help them out in some capacity, but his single entities are getting zoned out by Great Weapons and Chaos Spawn, who now immediately turn around, and these Chosen have just taken a brutal punishment without their single entities to get these chariots off their backs. We can see now Even Star is killing a lot of these elite infantry. I don't know where the second Chaos Warrior unit even is, but that's kind of my point, isn't it? They might already be dead. And there go the Chosen, dragged down by Sigvald, Spirit Leeches, and chariots. So Ice has single entities and skirmish cav left. But even then, that's 4 Marauder Horsemen. They're not throwing axes, they're not Horse Masters. They're not the best. They can kill the Chaos Spawn fine, they can kill some of the chaff okay. But Sigvald will be very hard to kill, and so will the chariots for that kind of skirmish cav. What can Ice do? What can Ice do? I mean, he has double Manticore. Maybe Archie and double Manticore should all attack Sigvald at the same time. They could maybe try to kill him. Even Star's trying to consolidate some of his forces. A lot of both sides are routing at this point. And those Chosen are actually decently healthy for, you know, this stage in the game. They're okay. They'll come back if they're not chased off. Archie and Sigvald doing a little dance. That was cute. Sigvald came out the winner, though, and it looks like now the double Exalted Hero are thinking about coming in. Some of the skirmish cav is here. They're going to charge Sigvald, which okay, they're trying to walk past him. That was just a coincidence. I thought that was weird. Alright, now we get the fight we were looking for. Double Manticore and Archie versus Sigvald. He's getting worked on right now. It doesn't look like he has Stand Your Ground or Slippery up and available just yet. He's already down to half health, and if Even Star loses his Lord right here, that could be a big throw in a game that he has currently got pretty well in hand if he can just bail out Sigvald here. He needs to get some of his mass involved. He has Chaos Spawn that could hold down these units, but it looks like Sigvald's now starting to fight back, taking good chunks off of this Exalted Hero and Archie. There's another Spirit Leech in here onto these important single entities. All the Spirit Leeches onto Archaon. Even Star is not wanting him to survive at all. Blob fight has started. Green team is probably going to win it. They have a lot more assets to give, and it looks like Archaon is going to get surrounded by dogs, by Sigvald, by the Deathcaster, and he will die very quickly. Without him, this Chaos Army is about to fall apart. I guess that this Exalted Hero, plus all these skirmish cav, will rout once Archaon dies, which he's currently clinging to life as the Exalted Heroes dive in to try and save him. They're going to tear out off these dogs. They'll probably tear out off whatever the hell this Great Weapon unit is quite soon. But I don't know if they can beat Siggy. Siggy's got Slippery up that gives him 84 melee defense to the 55 melee attack of the unit that's attacking him. They're going to have a very hard time hitting him. Chariot's blocking in the other one, so it can't even run away if it wanted to, while Chaos Spawn come in to loop in the other. One Exalted Hero is down. Archie's down to 57 health, getting chased off by throwing axes. Archie is down. And without him, the leadership for the Exalted Hero starts to waver. A lot of the returning infantry for Ice Power start to waver. And Even Star will claw it back. How much melee defense has Sigvald? Without Slippery, he has like 50, 60, 60. He has 60. It was actually really quiet. Sorry. It's not a VC mirror, but it's still a mirror. Well, I'm glad you're excited, Jeremy. Melee defense, 60, but surrounded. He was surrounded, and you saw, even with the 60 melee defense, when he was surrounded, he was getting worked on for a little bit, and then his support came, and some of his cooldowns came back up. So he persevered. Sigvald getting a clean exact 1800 value. Exact. On the nose. He's like, 1800 and stop. I'm done. Deathcaster, 1500, and for only having Spirit Leech as a spell, that's very impressive. Because it's not like when sometimes my Deathcasters get that much, it's like, oh, I got a Purple Sun onto 2 Elite Cavalry, and it like deleted them or something, but it's like, that was just consistent Spirit Leech and some good charging onto Archaon. Chariot's got good work. Throwing axes, not as much, but they were around. Chaos Spawn did fine, but it was largely Siggy and the Spirit Leech caster. Archaon, 1600 value. Double Exalted Heroes, really low value considering how much they cost on their Manticores, which is unfortunate. Chosen with Great Weapons got murdered. Isis Skirmish Cav actually did pretty well, and neither of the dogs had a great time. So, both series did actually go to Game 3. And we will see the ending. Even Star on the Beastmen, largely considered to be the best faction right now, versus Ice Power on the Empire, a faction that is not considered that strong, but it is good in the hands of experts. So we'll find out if Ice Power can overcome the OP Beastmen in the final game. Looks like Even Star's not even going to take Torx the Brass Bull. Shame your face. Your face blocked chariot cost. Whoops. Alright. So what are we looking at here? For Ice Power, we have a Light Wizard. He probably has Shem's Burning Gaze and Net. No, just Shem's. No Net. Oh, he's a second caster with Spirit Leech, so he has sniping spells. We have Volkmar, the Dank Memer. Oh god, Ice Power is betting on War Wagons. I mean, I guess Pop Palpatine did too, but it's just funny because I know Ice Power loves War Wagons these days. 1 Empire Knight and Infantry spam. 2 Empire Knights and Infantry spam. A lot of Empire builds are Infantry spam versus Beastmen. You just want to grind them out because Beastmen Infantry sucks, but that's not what their faction's good at. On the other side, for Even Star, we have Centaurs with Great Weapons. It's bold. Tuskor Chariots, looks like we have 2 of them. 2 Centaurs with Great Weapons. We have the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, along with another Throwing Axe. We have a Wilds caster in the far back on a Chariot, which is very unfortunate for him because if Shem's Burning Gaze hit him, it can like double or triple hit him and do a lot more damage. So I bet even that's why Even Star's hiding him, is because he doesn't want to get sniped out. Doombull instead of Torox and no Gorbel. And it looks like Even Star's betting on Beastmen Infantry to win this game. He has Ungor Herds and Gore Herds along with dogs. Okay. Even Star betting on all the weird parts of the Beastmen roster. Centaurs with Great Weapons and Gore Herds. Got it. War Wagons win every time. Guaranteed Ice Power win. I see, Jeremy, you got this. Ugh, stretch. My War Wagons were inspired by Ice Power. Lies, Pop Palpatine. Lies. Don't you say this silly things. Alright, I got a message. It is not pertaining to the stream, so I'll go check it later. 8 likes, 21 watching. Like you filthy animals. Anyway. Centaurs with Great Weapons wreck Empire Knights? That's potentially true. I've actually never tested it. Overcast of Shem's Burning Gaze does about as much damage to its original caster as the targets. That is a little unfortunate for Ice Power. It looks like some of the missiles missed, and obviously that was a pretty bad overcast damage on his caster. Even Star setting up good surround, pretending he's playing Vampire Counts while in fact playing Beastmen, and that's going to be a good Trader Kin. Look at that. Does it hit all 3 War Wagons? It's all 3 War Wagons, the Empire Knights, and the Swordsmen. Now, is it going to do a lot of damage to the War Wagons? No, but you might as well hit them while it wrecks that Empire Knight. Another Shem's Burning Gaze, again overcast on the Light Wizard, so it's doing about equal damage to both, which is not at all what Ice Power wants, and that's very unfortunate. That's not a misplay by him, it's just unlucky. Gore Herds and Ungor Herds fighting Halberdiers. That's not going to go their way. Halberdiers are actually surprisingly tanky, but it looks like Even Star gets a nice little cast over there. Just kind of a cheeky bum poke against those Halberdiers. This Gore Herd, not the cheap Ungor Herds, that Gore Herd gets messed up by Final Trans, but Doombull snuck in here, and he is ramming Volkmar from the front. I was trying to figure out if it's front or behind with this Chariot. That's actually kind of hard to tell, but Doombull's taking about half his health off. He's like, Torox isn't the only man's man around here. I will kick your ass, old man. Sprinting after him. Spirit Leech on his back, but Volkmar's trying to pull through some Beastmen troops. He gets a little trapped up. Doombull gets distracted by the Sigmar Sons, and that's going okay for him. Swordsmen are shattered, looks like from Chariot pressure. Tuskor Chariots are pushing through a lot of these things. Wild's Shaman is fine, and Dandy, he's doing just great. These Centaurs are throwing axes. Don't know what they're throwing at, but it should be Volkmar as the Doombull gets back onto him. The Empire Cav is getting taken out by the Centaurs with Great Weapons, as someone in the chat just said, but I don't have time to check your name right now. Tuskor Chariots are getting taken out by Empire Knights, however, so that could be a good catch for the Empire, but they've taken a lot of damage in the process. Now the War Wagons are driving around. I know Houseplant specifically is an Empire main who does not believe in War Wagons because their DPS DPS is not very high. They have tons of ammo. They can keep firing all game, but if the game is short, they will not get their value back. Volkmar is very, very low. Empire is quite behind on the balance of powers. Doombull is closing in on him, running through all of these state troops. Gets a nice charge attack onto the back. Volkmar is down to sub 700 HP. We see a lot of Empire units breaking and shattering. A rear charge from the Light Wizard onto the Doombull, just trying to stop him for a little bit. Get Volkmar some time to regen up. Give the War Wagon some time to shoot. But that is time they will not be getting. We see one of them route. We see another one route. As the Centaurs with great weapons are probably going to have excellent value this game from their armor piercing, taking down all these war wagons. Army losses is already coming in for the Empire, it looks like, as almost everything is running. I guess I was a little ambitious on that one. They're not army lossing, they just have an obscene amount of actual routes. Doombull gets another good charge attack, but in this time he has taken a lot of damage, though Ice will call it. And it looks like our finals will be Papa Palpatine versus Evenstar, and our third place match will be Ice Power Total War versus Sir Villano. Are War Wagons a meme? No. War Wagons are not a meme. They just take a long time to get their value back. And in the Beastman matchup, I mean, Ice Power's a better player than me, so everything I'm about to say was with a grain of salt. But usually the Beastmen are going to try to make the game as short as possible and blitz the shit out of you, so it's hard to get War Wagons to get their value back. Now, maybe the Centaurs with great weapons were not something Ice Power was ready for, and they chopped apart his War Wagons before they could just run around and laugh, but I would also think throwing axes and Tuskar Chariots would do well against them. Gore Herds and Ungore Herds really didn't get their value. One of them did, but the rest did not. It was really put on the back of these Centaurs and Tuskar Chariots. Doombull did great. Trader Kincaster did great. Volkmar did fine. Light Wizard got some really bad overcast damage. That was very unlucky. It was very unlucky for him. Spirit Leech Caster, I didn't really notice him do too much of anything. Maybe his Spirit Leech are what took down Doombull a little bit, but I mean, the War Wagons almost paid for themselves, even in that short of a game. Because what do they cost? They don't cost anything. War Wagons, what do you cost? 800? They're like 800. 850. Okay, so even in that short game, they still almost paid for themselves, and they were hard countered. Not a lot of players bring Centaurs with great weapons, so usually they would be very survivable and good. All right, let's see what the comments do. Evenstar's doing better. Empire did not win, unfortunately. War Wagons do too little damage. Mustache Merc, GG. Someone's stealing my identity, improving my credit score. Yeah. That's GG's. It was a short stream today, which I did know going in. So I'll play one quick battle and then get going, because I wanted to walk Hazel, wherever she is, while the sun's still out. In Minnesota at this time of year, the sun's not out for very long. But now that I know who won, I can coordinate with everybody and get a live stream going for finals. Let's do Empire. And Pop Palpatine, you're in the chat. I will be messaging you shortly, and Evenstar. And you're in different parts of the world, so it'll be tricky. When will you cast the Grand Final, and is it best of 5 or best of 7? The Grand Final, according to Enticity, was best of 5. I am open to a best of 7, but I doubt... Well, I don't doubt. Anyway, I'll ask Pop Palpatine and Evenstar if they want to do best of 5, best of 7. If they disagree, we'll default to best of 5, but if they both want to do a 7, we'll do a 7. Alright? Alright. What else was I going to say? When is it? As soon as they're available. My schedule is pretty flexible because I haven't scheduled a whole lot of new things in the new year yet. Grace and I have our anniversary on the 1st of January. So other than that, we'll avoid that, and other than that, we'll be fine. What am I doing here? Let's take Gotrek and Felix. Feeling pretty fancy today. Okay. Map, pretty big. Cannons. War Wagons. Nah, they have Ushabti Great Bow. Let's just take a bunch of cannons. Luminarch of Hish. And we need spears. It's a quick battle, but I'll still play by tournament rules. I could use one piece of cavalry. So let's only go triple cannon. Let's not be crazy here. Okay. How many times do I need to downgrade you people to get that? Yes, perfect. Lovely. You love to see it. Done. Anyway. I was thinking about running war wagons, but actually Tomb Kings is uniquely bad to put war wagons on because Ushapi Great Bow are really good. Who's in the finals? It is Even Star and Papa Palpatine. No 7-hour stream now. Probably not going to go walk the dog after this quick battle just to end it out. And are there any more matches today? No, there are not. So today was a short stream because when you have replays, you don't have to wait on pick bands. You don't have to wait on army comps. You can get right into it, and you can even hit fast forward after the game's over. Like, over, when you all know it's over. So, that's why today was shorter. The final stream will be longer because it'll be live and people actually do pick bands and all the things you know them for. But yes, short and sweet today. Just ending it with a quick battle for fun while I got some of my thoughts out. That's honestly the only reason I'm doing this is because I was like, is there anything else I need to say? I don't know. Play a quick battle to buy time while you think if there's anything else you need to say. Okay. Spearmen, swordsmen, shitload of cannons, Volkmar, not Volkmar, Gotrek and Felix. Right. Right? I hope I brought a Bright Wizard? Nah, dude, I brought, better than a Bright Wizard. I brought Balthazar Mother frickin' Gelb. This is a family channel, we don't swear. I could do the mandatory joke when you say we don't swear. You swear in that sentence, but I won't do that. I'm cultured. When is the next set? When will the next set of matches be? Looking at my calendar, I hope Sunday. I'll get in touch with Papa Palpatine and Evenstar, and then Ice Power and Serviliano. So it's looking like Sunday the 2nd. Most likely, because people are going to be doing New Year's stuff. And Evenstar, I believe, is in Russia, or is at least in Eastern Europe. I don't remember where Papa Palpatine's from. He's told me before, but I know he's also European. I'm American. Since they're both European, I'll try to be flexible with my schedule and fit their needs. But usually that'll put us in the weekend territory just because people are less busy on the weekends and they have other shit to do. Alright, what the hell? Hi, Queen Khalida, prepare to get murked. Get out there. When the next tournament? Probably next week, Jeremy. Things are looking a little busy right now, and also people have a million things going on with New Year's and Christmas and other shit like that. So we're not exactly rushing to get that going. Alright, Khalida's dead. That was cool. There we go. Oh, is he really going to cast Final Trans on a dead body? He cast Final Trans on a dead body. That was neat. Don't get friendly fired. Whee! Alright, all their leadership's dead. We did it. We fucking did it. Empire Knights? Go do Empire Knight stuff, I guess? I don't know. I just work here. But yeah, so I'm hoping Sunday. I'll talk to Papa Palpatine and Evenstar about it. As for the next tournament, probably next week, because the holidays, it's rough to schedule people to play. And also, Warhammer isn't the most vibrant game at the moment, so we don't have a ton of players on a good day. And which is why I also don't want to try to host something when no one gives a shit. I'd rather wait and get a good tournament than just get a tournament, you know what I mean? Also, I have shit going on. I should say that. Probably start with that. Okay, one is down. Actually, don't even bother shooting them. Shoot those. I don't care. I just work here. I do want to wait for Overcast. I want to Overcast in this blob. Seems like fun. Can I fast forward a live game? That'd be nice. What do I need? 28? Okay. We're chilling. That's about it, though. Like, this game's over once I get this second Final Trans off. I love how this guy's just wandering up. Like he owns the place. Just going for it. Chilling. I'll sub and hopefully catch it in my recommended. Yeah, or I will obviously announce it in all the Discords, Alex. So if you want to catch it, just pay attention to Enticity's Discord, my Discord, Turn's Discord. It's gonna be around. You got this. Can I get my magic yet? Okay, so we want to put it like there. I don't even know what you guys are shooting at anymore. I don't know what's going on. Just give up, dude. It's over. I have the high ground, Anakin. Alright, that guy's gone. Gotrek and Felix are over here. I'm gonna just manually fire a cannon. I don't give a shit. Pew! Little higher. Yeah, too high. Little higher. There we go. Oh, yep, perfect. Too high. Shit. Aim down. I'm sure my army will take care of itself. It's fine. Aim down. Damn it! Little lower. Come on. Oh, that might be it. That might be... Did you just summon? Oh, he summoned the Ushapti on top of me. Alright. Okay, so we're playing dirty. I see how it is. I don't know why my view's all messed up. You! Help me out. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you didn't like that at all, did you? Oh, one of my cannons is down. That's a little unfortunate. No, you missed! Shit. That looks spooky. You okay? You guys okay? Oh, look okay. Whee! Oh, that was a beautiful hit! God, you love to see it. I hope my army's doing okay. Ouch. Ouch. Fire! Yeah! Fuck you, Summoned Ushapti. You piece of shit. Alright, let's see how Gelt's doing. Gelt, you chilling? You good? You're not great. Back to the cannon. Ha! Teach you to mess with an Empire cannon. Oh, dude, the Empire cannon crews actually have swords. That's pretty sick. Fire before you break. Thanks. Okay, we can break anytime now, boys. The fact that you're still here fighting is actually a little alarming. There we go. How are we doing around the battlefield? Good? Good. Gotrek, Felix, you guys fine? You're fine. Fighting the Kept Guard. How's this going? Fine? Fine. Seems good. Luminarch of Hysh is running for the hills. This guy's back. Summon thing is gone. Pop Staff of Volans. Dive over here. Luminarch's back. I'm going to sneak over to these cannons real quick, if you don't mind me. Just going to go back to my cannons. I feel like if I throw Final Trans over here, that'll cause army losses. So let's do that. I cannot fire this thing manually, which is unfortunate. Final Trans. And army losses. Called it! Let's go! Not only are we the greatest player alive, we're also psychic. I'm not the greatest player alive. That was sarcasm. Anyway, thanks for tuning in today. Quick stream, to the point, and we'll get final set up. Thank you. See you around.